When you allow for choice, you allow for flexibility, which is what we need in order to be human.
Okay, so she says we need choice, we need flexibility, and that's what it means to be human. Is that correct? Flexibility and choice. It's true. When God created Adam and Eve, he made them in his image. What does that mean? Does that mean that God looked like Adam and Eve, like he had a nose and a face, and he maybe had brown hair combed to one side and a belly button and 10 toes? No. What it means, according to the church fathers and Thomas Aquinas and the great Christian tradition, is that being in the image and likeness of God means that just like God, we have an intellect and a free will. We have an intellect and a free will. That is what it means to be in the image of God. It's not what we look like. It's that God, who has the perfect intellect and the perfect will, lets us participate in that reality by giving us an intellect and a will so that we can make free decisions. Why does he give us that? So that we can freely respond to him in faith, hope, and love. That we can choose God and say, I love you. I want to live for you. I want to be with you. I want to be yours. Otherwise, it's just making robots, automatons. So yes, to choose is integral to what it means to be human. And Anne Hathaway's correct. But flexibility on morals is not what it means to be human. In fact, that's what Satan told Eve in the garden. He said, hey, did God really say that? Let's be flexible here. And what did Satan, the serpent, promise them? That they would become like gods. They would be able to self-deify themselves, which is the fall of Satan himself. When he was Lucifer and fell and became a devil, he wanted to self-deify himself and be like his own God. So one of the outflows of being your own God is you get to say, well, I'm flexible on my morals. There's 10 commandments, but you know that one about not stealing, I'm flexible on that one. I steal sometimes. Adultery. I'm my own God. I'm going to allow myself to commit adultery some. No, there is not flexibility. In fact, to be truly human is to be in conformity with God's will. That's what brings you peace, completion, joy, fulfillment, and sanctity, wholeness. So to be human is to choose. Anne is correct on that. But to be human and fulfill our teleology, our destiny, our goal that God set before us, that is to not be flexible on what God told us, but rather to lovingly conform to the will of God. And the will of God is that babies not be killed in the womb or out of the womb. No killing. No killing of the babies. That is how we demonstrate that we are humane, that we are truly human. You can't say, as Anne said, Anne Hathaway, hey, conceptions are different, pregnancies are different, lives are different, and so I'm just going to be flexible on the moral code. Ultimately, Anne Hathaway knows, as she said in the very beginning, this is about morality. She wants to make it about rights, women's rights, human rights, and flexibility. No. And then, of course, the big misstep she made there was to say abortion is another word for mercy.